get it going.
Hello and welcome to Switch. My name's Rory Oakey.
And I'm Jo Stacey. It's Christmas here in the studio and we have some special treats for you. Let's take a look at today's show.
This week we'll be in Portsmouth preparing for Christmas in our feature On the Town.
We'll be taking a look at this year's top stocking fillers, courtesy of Hawkins Bazaar.
Our favourite chef, Stephen, will be showing us how to make your own mince pies with Come Pie With Me.
And lastly, our special guest, Trapdoor, will be performing their song, Newlyweds, at the end of the show. An exciting show ahead. Now in On the Town, we will be in Portsmouth looking at the latest cinema releases and how the city is preparing for Christmas. Now let's join Martin Pryke to see what's going down in Pompey.
I'm outside the View in Portsmouth's Gunwharf Quays, where thousands of cinema tickets are expected to be sold as families gather for the latest Christmas releases.
Everywhere you go, take a look at 5 and 10, listening once again.
Next on our list, on the 16th of December, Robert Downey Jr. returns as Sherlock Holmes in the sequel, A Game of Shadows. Directed by Guy Ritchie, expect an action-packed thriller as Sherlock and his trusty sidekick Dr. Watson join forces to outwit their fiercest adversary, Professor Moriarty. If this doesn't tickle your fancy, come to View on the 9th of December to see the brand new Shrek spin-off, Puss in Boots. This animated flick sees the return of Antonio Banderas back in action as our favourite feline friend in a prequel leading up to the events before he meets Shrek and co. Now let's take a look at how the rest of Portsmouth is preparing for Christmas. I'm down Commercial Road in Portsmouth, where the city is beginning to get into that festive spirit. Many stalls have been sprouting up over the past few weeks, so you can come down here and get all sorts, from stocking gifts to festive food. If food is on your mind, why not come down to Commercial Road and grab yourself a traditional bratwurst sausage? And if you're in the mood, why not grab a beer in the outside beer garden? After all, it's Christmas.
Well, looks like a lot of interesting things going on around, Martin, isn't there? And I'm sure you're all looking forward to Christmas now, boys and girls, aren't you? Definitely, I know I am. So, to avoid any awkward gift moments, we have our top stocking fillers, courtesy of Hawkins Bazaar.
So Rory, what's number 3 in our top 3 stocking fillers?
Well, Jo, we have this, what was it called? A light-up stunt buggy at number 3 for £25. Move it forward, you can move it backwards, it does tricks, and it lights up.
Everything you want a remote control car to do.
Everything you want a remote control car to do, I agree. And for 25 quid, yeah, it's all right. You know, I'll put that in a stocking.
Yeah. At number 2, we have the trotting pony. It can neigh, trot, and you can even brush its hair. Not bad for £20 if you ask me.
Yeah.
So what's in at number 1?
Well, Jo.
Well, I'm excited for this.
Best for last, really. These are the playful penguins.
This is my favourite out of all of them, and it's definitely what I'm going to be asking for Christmas. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Now, for 15 quid, I would buy that personally, because I could look at that for hours and really have a good time doing it. So, yeah, my money's on that one. So, if you'd like any more information about Hawkins Bazaar and their wonderful gifts, feel free to visit their stores up and down the country or visit their website shown below.
Now, keeping up with tradition this season, Stevie G has prepared a special festive treat for us all.
With his fingers in many pies, let's join Stevie G for our very own Come Pie With Me.
Hello everyone, and today we're going to be making some mince pies with a little bit of a twist. Okay, first of all we need some pre-bought puff pastry, we need some pre-bought phyllo pastry, and then we're going to need chestnuts, and we're just going to need a nice cheeky handful of some cranberries. And last but not least, obviously, the mincemeat. Lovely. I really like using this pre-bought puff pastry due to the fact it actually tastes really nice. Now grab the mincemeat. Okay, I'm just going to do is spread this on top of the pastry like so. Lovely gently. Okay, now I've finished putting the mincemeat down on the pastry. You be a bit cheeky and get your chestnuts, and then just first of all just sprinkle them along. Just be as greedy as you want. Just put as many chestnuts on there as you want. On now for the cheeky cranberries. Lovely, lovely. What you're going to have to do is just roll the pastry horizontally, straight forward ahead. Okay, there we have just rolled it out into a nice little sausage shape from our pastry packaging. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is just get a knife and I'm going to cut it into 6 pieces either side. Just going to layer the phyllo pastry just over the top and make sure you leave a 2 centimetre gap all the way around the edge. Okay, now what we're going to do is get our nice mince pie rolls and we're going to just put them into each hole of lovely little compartment. Now these are ready to go in the oven for about 30 minutes on 200 degrees. Tap. And then voila! Look at that. So I'm just going to chuck that to the side, get another one of these cooling trays or chopping board. And I'm going to place it on top and I'm just going to flip it around like so. Right? 3, 2, 1. Voila! As you see, just put a nice winter crisp. Love it. Oh, I don't like caramel too well. But yeah, anyways, next week we're going to be showing you how to make a square Christmas pudding. But yeah, anyway, back to you guys in the studio. Catch you then.
Thanks, Stevie. They do look delicious. Now, our special guests on the show this week are the wonderfully talented Buckinghamshire-based band Trapdoor.
They will be playing us out at the end of the show, but first, lead guitarist Dan is here in the studio with us for a quick chat. Yo, Dan.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good, good, good. So, Trapdoor, how'd you come up with the name?
Well, we've been writing material for ages. Way before we actually came up with the name, and we recorded some stuff last Easter, and we just had to kind of pick something to put it out under. So I came up with Trapdoor just on a whim, but it seems to work. So yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I like the
So,
name.
where have you performed?
We've only done a few shows so far. We played up in Manchester a couple of times in September, and then a couple of weeks ago, and we played in Portsmouth last week as well, which was brilliant at the Registry. So
Oh, that's really
good.
cool. I like the
Sounds fun.
Registry.
Yeah.
Where would you like to perform?
Well, I've always really loved festivals, so I'd like
Oh,
to.
yeah, me too.
I'd love to play at some festivals like Benicassim and Glastonbury and Reading, but also I'd like to go on a tour next year. Hopefully sorting that out now at the moment. But yeah, we'll just see what happens really.
Awesome.
So-
I hope it goes well for you.
Yeah, definitely, me too. So, Dan, lastly, what do you want for Christmas?
I don't know. I've had my eye on those things you've got over there. The,
Really?
The stocking
Well-
fillers, that penguin one. I don't know.
Funny you should mention that, Dan. We have a little treat here for
Just for
you
you.
from
Oh,
the studio.
Cheers, man.
So yeah, enjoy.
I will. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for, but don't forget to join us next week. Now, to play us out, here's Trapdoor with their song Newlyweds, recorded earlier in our studio. Play us out, guys! Bye.
You sit there in that familiar position, dreaming of the tide at night, and the moonlit skies help to disguise the wanderings of those pale blue eyes. And quite how you do it is lost on me. You work with commotion like the wind helps the sea as the tide cleanses your mind and washes your thoughts back to me. If I was to call you tomorrow, would you pick on up for me? And if I was to give you a nickname, would you come on out for free? This figment of my imagination is what I'd love to meet. Don't let me lose you this time, baby, please. Oh, tell me, I said tell me, is there